All right, everybody, it's Jay again. So when choosing locations on certain plants, this is a soursop that's right in front of me here. You really want to establish the microclimate and really get to know the plant and really get to know that there's very small things that will affect this plant. And I have to watch for those things before I decide to plant something somewhere. So what I usually like to do is put the plant kind of where I think it's going to go and watch it for a few days, see what happens. So I got this soursop, I've got it underneath my shade cloth back here, which I think it's gonna need with this type of leaf. And so all the upper part looks really good. It's actually getting some new growth up there now. See that there, it's starting to grow. So, looking at it, everything looks pretty good. Trunk. But then see, we got that white spot. See that hot white spot right here? Where it kind of glows in the camera, right? Because that's too hot right here. So this little part right here is too hot. Just that one little sliver. So that's going to take some damage there, and it's going to start to cook that trunk a little bit on this side and not give the proper water and nutrition up to the tree. So everything else looks pretty good here, nice and cool. We got this one little spot. And so this is often what happens on a lot of trees like stonefruit trees, especially when they're little. And this is the problem with them getting those cankers, is that trunk's heated up in just a little spot, then it starts to crack apart because it's trying to heal that wound back up again. And so you get all that bleeding that's outside of that bark. Now, just wrapping it doesn't always do it, because you're going to wrap this and that's still going to get hot. Like my hand would still get hot, the tree would still get hot. What I'm going to do is I'm put something in front of this to block it. Just block the light, or I'm just going to slide this over just a hair to get it out of the sun for just that part. So that's very key little critical things that you're going to look for on a tree that most people aren't going to think about. Something like that, and they're like, why is my tree got this one little spot and it's cooking on this one little side? And it's something just as very simple as that. So, all right, guys, just wanted to point that out real quick, how I choose my planting places and methods and different ways of doing it. So I just use myself as the plant, you know, stand in different places of the yard. Hey, would I like to be right here? Can I stand to be here for quite a while? You know, if the answer is yes, well, you can put some of the more sensitive stuff in, you know, like these sapotes and anything that's got this leaf that feels like a wetsuit. Let's just put it that way. It's cool too, this peanut butter tree I just put in, it's already grown 3 new leaves. 1, 2, 3. So I think this is going to be a fast grower, and it definitely recovered fast from the nursery trip. So, all right, guys, that's a little dual video, I guess, on, I don't know, cankers and microclimates and whatever, what have you. But I'll tell you, that's the reason why a lot of your trees are getting cankers this year. That's one reason. And then the other thing is the soil line, because people are burying the root flares too deep and keeping all that mulch up against that trunk. You want that to dry away. Tropicals can take it because they're kind of used to that type of situation. So they're not affected by having that mulch accidentally pile up against the trunk like that, like on this tree right here, right? That's probably buried, I don't know, a good 4 or 5 inches. I'll dig it out again, but it's not as crucial as the stone fruits, because those things are wimps, and those things like to get diseases right here at the soil lines, and then it travels up through your trunks, gets into those splits, gets into that sunburn, and then it just self-destructs the tree. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. All right, guys, that's it.